I just feel so set up for success. It was so great. 10 out of 10. 20 out of 10, 100 out of 10. I'm like, thank you so much. My husband is like, she's the best. Like, and he's like, did she go over like, insurance and this and that? I'm like, she goes over everything. And he's like, she's the best. I'm like, she is though.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that makes me so happy. That totally made my year.
There was not a single time during any module, during any lesson where I felt like, hey, corners were a little bit cut there. Like there was like not it was the exact opposite where I was like, oh my God, this is like almost too much, like she's laying everything out, like no
Yeah.
gatekeeping at all, which, I would totally understand and respect if there was. And there isn't. And like again, it's just that extra layer of like support that just makes me feel like capable and like this is just so well thought out and so in mind for the student to succeed. I was telling my husband, I'm like, I feel like a different person. Like I'm so energized and I feel so like I finally am working towards the thing that I've like always been meant to do. Those murky waters have cleared up based on what I've learned from your course. It was so much better than I had like even my expectations were like, it's like I know how you operate and I've seen your work and stuff like that. And I knew you have like strong attention to like detail and just being thoughtful and very comprehensive, but it was like next level. Like I'd be clicking through the screens and being like, okay, like, I'd kind of put a mental pin in something and be like, okay, I might have to ask her a question of like, how is this actually going to work? Or like, what does this look like? And then a couple slides later, like you go into that and you explained it, or there was a downloadable guide, or like, I was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing. And just, like I
Yay.
said, just so much more than I had expected. And like, it really, really does make me feel set up for success. Like, as I was going along, I like set up my business. I registered my business name. I set up my website. Like I've done all these things that I was like, I'm not going to do this for probably like 6 months. But I was like, no, I feel so ready and like well equipped in terms of just like understanding what's involved. What are the key, competencies and what to expect from just like the client experience, all those things. You covered that like so well, so beautifully. It's just laid out really nice too. Like the way it's organized, the length of each episode or like episode. It was my favorite show. It was my favorite show for the last 3 weeks. But yeah, the way everything was like laid out, the time, it's easy to digest, which is really, really important. The lessons that were more lengthy, like around construction drawings, and some of those like really, really big pieces, like you definitely gave the right amount of attention to those by giving like a larger more time to like really dive into things. A lot of the most valuable things are like the guides that I get to download because these are resources that like yes they're helping me right now while I'm trying to understand like what I need to learn, what I need to do, but I can also see like I will probably use these templates, like even just the client intake form, like I can use that probably forever,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
I don't know anywhere, like I don't know if this is what they teach at like BCIT or whatever, if they
I
give
do
you those
not.
kind of things. I didn't think so. So like those kind of things that I'm just like, it's practical, it's so straightforward. And I can use this not just again now when I'm in my like learning and understanding phase, but I can use this forever.
How confident are you with your knowledge level from before you took the course to now?
It's like night and day. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Hmm.
And now I do. And just that alone is huge. Like I said, with those, the murky waters, like you just don't know what's out there. But now I know, now I have a clear path forward and a clear understanding of like, oh, there's some things that I'm like, oh, I know more than I thought that I did. I can use this experience or that experience, whatever, I can draw upon that. And that's actually useful to me. And then there's a bunch of things that I'm like, oh, I actually need to like get better at that. These are things I need to level up in. So just that alone, like those learnings or those revelations alone are so helpful.
Do you think that you have enough information to start your career in interior design?
Yes, I do. You totally nailed it. Like for
Amazing.
real.